Memorial Day. That's tomorrow. It gives us the opportunity to pause and reflect why this holiday was brought into being in the first place. Well, it goes back to the realization that our nation has been involved in many conflicts. And in those conflicts, there have been those who have served, and in their serving, they have given up their lives. And the higher ideal of it is that it is then made it possible for us to come into this country with them having made this sacrifice so that we can live as we do. I think to a large extent it has degenerated into let's party, let's have fun. I'm sure that there are those who have lost loved ones and they have a deeper realization of this, but I look out here, out this window at the beautiful countryside. Really, it's a picture of this planet through a small vision. But it still makes me very grateful that there is this available to me. And I say this to all of you, comes right down to a personal level of appreciation. So, in that, look and see. Here we are. What does this mean to us? Well, as others gave and made it possible for us to be here, we're now at a time of being afforded the opportunity to likewise give. But what are we giving? Well, let's look and see where we are in this time. We're in a time of great illumination, great revelation. Now stop and think what this means. It means that everything is being exposed and becoming transparent. This is a time of full, transparent unveiling. Things are coming up from deep and out into the light. So the challenge to us is, will we be wise enough to allow the light to heal our darkness? And you say, our darkness? What do you mean by that? Well, exactly what I'm saying. You see, we, all of us, we've forgotten. We've forgotten who we are. And all of us, that means everyone who is awakening as well as everyone else on the planet that comprises humanity who's not necessarily in a place of awakening. We all came through the same birthing process. All of us were born into this planet forgetting our origins, forgetting our true nature. We come in here with this forgetfulness operating so that this time is a time of remembering who we are so that we can bring it forward and in the process experience healing. Healing for us personally and healing for us collectively and healing of our planet. So if we're one of the ones who is fortunate enough to be waking up first from amnesia, this amnesia of forgetting who we are and living our lives from a basis of believing who we are, that sometimes leaves us at a real deficit. We who are awakening and we're beginning to see that there is a need for us to all engage in this time of personal and collective responsibility, then we come to a place of realizing we are the ones who hold the keys and the power to truly change if we want to. Now, for the ones who are still asleep, so to speak, or in this state of amnesia, there's a tendency to look at them and say, Why even bother? But you see, who was it that helped us when we were so asleep? And what if they had the same awareness and said, why even bother? But that's not the case, you see, because from where we came, our home, where we're heading back to, is filled with beings of light, whether you want to recognize them as angels, guardian spirits, guides, teachers, whatever, even our loved ones who have come back and have genuine interest in our well being, they are here. They are present. They are available, inspiring us, encouraging us, and as we allow it, influencing us to wake up. And what is it we're to wake up to? To wake up to who we truly are. Well, who are we? We're beings of light. And what does that mean? We are love in manifest form. Perhaps we're in a state of forgetfulness that we're love, but nevertheless we are. We're love. And as we take this consideration in and begin to think about it, we come to see, okay, have I been operating from a love basis in all the things that I've done in my life? Or have I been operating maybe every now and then from lower vibrations? Maybe I've gotten caught up in hate, maybe fear, maybe anger, maybe blame, maybe unforgiveness. And you see, if we're honest with ourselves, then we are then coming from a place of integrity, and we're saying, "Wow, I've made some real interesting choices when I've been living these lower rates of vibration." And I see about me now, everywhere in the world, that there is this presence of fear. And it's being deliberately generated, but what is fear anyhow? Could it be really the false evidence appearing to be real? That we get caught up in what we see appearing, we believe it to be real when it really is an illusion, maybe a deliberate one, but it stimulates us from inside to then make our choices from a fear awareness. And when we make our choices from a fear awareness, it's all about us. The only way you matter to me is if you can serve me. And everybody else, hey, we're all on our own. Okay, here we are at this time of great illumination. And this light that is shining on us so that we can see inside this darkness that we have identified with, that we have come to a place of believing is our true nature when it isn't. So we look about us and we see, all right, are we going to burn at the stake everybody else that's living this? Are we going to rise above and say we're superior? Or are we going to come to a place of seeing, wow, this is all of us who went through the same birthing process of forgetfulness. And now we're opening up and being stimulated by the power of God, the presence of God, light itself that is shining to us and shining in us and shining through us in our awakening to remember who we are, to live who we are, and live it in ourselves for ourselves and extend it to everyone else. So we come to this place of saying, all right, this really translates into healing. This really translates into enlightenment. This translates into evolving, evolution, so that instead of condemning ourselves or condemning others, we choose to let the light shine and reveal who we truly are, so that we remind ourselves, hey, I'm not who I used to be. And hey, you're not who you may be acting out right now. Who I am and who you are, we are beings of light. And instead of choosing to go back to an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, we realize, my God, that's a way of blindness. And how are we going to chew our food? So we realize the insanity of that, and we let it go. And we open ourselves and we begin to understand that if we're going to talk about justice, then we're going to have justice be a manifestation of a God awareness. And to bring that God awareness to a place of recognition, consider grace. So that we see the grace of God is there for us with no condemnation and no judgment. It is the unmerited gift of God in our lives, so that we see those angelic beings who are surrounding our planet, who are working with us individually and collectively, are agents of this God grace in, and it's conditional, you see. If we extend the grace to ourselves and then extend the grace to others, then the grace becomes the operative for all of humanity's awakening. We begin to choose freedom instead of condemnation. We open ourselves and see that this is a time of great unveiling. We see that it is an opportunity to choose healing and to be the healers and to be in joy, to be in love, and to live this from our higher nature. And the more we choose to live it, the more it becomes awakened in us, the more we become awakened to it as our true nature. So we could say it's a time of celebration instead of a time of blame. We could say that we choose faith instead of fear. We could say that it's a time of a desire to heal all, not just some. Otherwise, we become the very shadows, the very darkness that we're pointing our finger at and condemning. So, a time of illumination, a time of remembering, when each of us remembers that we are love and return to who we are and heal. And it is a time to help others return to love. When they have this amnesia, we choose to heal. And we keep choosing till all of us have returned to who we really are. Are we? We're love. We are the healers. And as we are, then we enter into a state of we are healed. We are whole. So, Memorial Day, to look back and see those who made this sacrifice, maybe they had operative in them a soul recognition that they were providing for the future of humanity when we would reach this place, this time of great illumination, so that their sacrifice was beyond the recognition of many. But now we are here, and now it is for us to live love, live unconditional love. Expand your love as far as you can. Get into it and learn as much as you possibly can about it, and to live forgiveness. Because in living forgiveness, you allow yourself to be free from what you were resisting before, and you live compassion. So that when you look at yourself and you say, oh, I can't believe it, I'm still doing this, you look again and you say, I'm in the process of awakening. I'm in the process of remembering. And when you look at another and you go, I cannot believe it, you say, ah, Yes, they too, with the encouragement of light and love, will reach a place to where they say, ah, who I really am is love. Before I believed that I was the darkness, and before I was attached to it as if it were a significant part of me, now I'm realizing that is not the truth, and I choose to live my true nature. So thank you very much for your attention, and may you be a true undulate here. Take it in the first time, and then chew it over thoughtfully. Let it be something that stirs in the deeper recesses of your conscious awareness so that you can then come to a place of seeing, you know, this makes a lot more sense than always being caught up in conflict in myself and with everyone else. So, this is a time and a chance of healing. May we want to be healed and be the healers we want to experience the healing through. Thank you.